Hey, Nerf Herders, I'm Addy Thomas.
I am Ben Milton.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Certain Point of View. Today, we've got a bunch of news, and we've got a couple TV reviews and some trailers that have recently come out. We'll talk all about those. Before we get there, though, just don't forget to go to our website, certainpov.com. All of our podcasts are there, and you can rate, review, and subscribe to them all. Let's get right into the news today. So Pokemon Go is actually adding some structure beyond the capture everything structure of the game. Niantic has announced that the AR game will soon add more interesting ways to play the game and earn rewards, including quests and storytelling. Here's Niantic describing how it'll work. Trainers will begin receiving research tasks later this week, adding new activities and challenges that can be completed for in-game rewards. Some of these rewards will lead trainers to access unique storylines that include discovering the mystery behind the mythical Pokemon Mew. Pokemon Go's new research feature will provide trainers with unique activities called field research and special research. Field research tasks can be collected by spinning nearby Pokestops, and they include a wide range of Pokemon-related activities. Special research tasks are story-driven activities that may be requested by Professor Willow himself, and they will unfold as the trainer completes more objectives.
So there's going to be professions in Pokemon, basically. Like you're basically doing like hunt and gather herbs to make a potion.
Well, I don't know if I go as far as profession.
Is there going to be achieves too? Because
well, I think that
this sounds like a game of WoW that I got to actually walk around in.
Well, I think it'll hit more like the daily structure, where it's like capture this type of Pokemon,
or capture this many Pokemon.
Yeah, and like do this many gym battles. That's right. That's the preview that was on Niantic's public. What they published. So
I mean, it feels like a little late. Like, even my kids have kind of lost interest in this game.
Last week, I finally uninstalled the game.
Oh, did you really?
I haven't opened it in months. So
I decided I was just going to let them run through what balls I had left.
Yeah.
And I think there's 2 balls left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, when those are gone, kids,
that's it.
Game's over. So
there are no more Pokeballs in the world.
Yeah, I can't get any more because you guys refused to sit at the Pokestop and get the balls. I'm the one who has to do it at work all day.
Right.
And I got yelled at for doing it at work all day. So
did you really?
Yeah, I did. So I'm not doing it anymore.
All right, well, so Justice League in the comics is having a little bit of a status quo change. It's not going to be quite the same team up. Right now, we're still wrapping up the events in Dark Knight's Metal, which has been delving into sort of the horrific mind-bending fears that possess Batman and sort of like the dark multiverse and those embodying themselves. But the No Justice 4-part miniseries is coming up, and it's seeing the Justice League sort of split out into several teams that are more like thematically appropriate. It's more like they're specializing. It's like they decided to figure out, like, you know what? We all have certain power sets. Let's focus in on them. So here are some of the lineups that are coming up. The first squad, Team Entropy, is Batman's group. So it's Batman, Beast Boy, Lobo, Lex, and Slade Wilson are all going to be part of this particular team. So Deathstroke are all part on that team. So Beast Boy and Lobo are sort of the weird odd man set, but I guess they need some power. Well, they need some power.
Yeah, they need somebody who can actually do something.
Right. I mean, granted, let's not like discount Batman, Lex Luthor, and Deathstroke. Like they're all, can hold their own.
They're just humans.
Yeah, and that's sort of the thing.
They're just humans, though. At the
end
of the day,
but they're some of the smartest and
at the end
wealthiest.
At the end of the day,
yeah,
Superman would tear through them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I do a burrito. I mean, it would not last long.
Speaking of Superman, we have Team Mystery, and this is pretty much the all-alien team up. And we have Superman, we're going to have Starfire, Starro, the Martian Manhunter, and Sinestro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are these teams like battling each other?
No, I think they're just kind of splitting out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what they're gonna handle, but it just feels like they're gonna specialize.
Sounds like really shitty marketing to me.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Scott Snyder's behind this one, and he so far has done some good stuff.
But and so far this does not interest me in the least. This is like, all right, well, we need all the mutants with healing powers. Go.
Well, I don't know if I go that far. Like,
yeah, but it's only a step away from that. Yes, obviously I exaggerated.
Yeah, but a step away. That's a huge step away. Like this is. Well, let's go through the other team lineups.
Okay. Because I'm not impressed so far.
Then there's Team Wonder, which is the magic users. So we have Raven, Dr. Fate, Wonder Woman leading the team, Zatanna, and Etrigan.
No Constantine.
No, I think he's headlining Justice League Dark. So
okay.
Yeah. And also, you should be able to work well with each other. So I think Constantine is not necessarily the biggest team player usually. Yeah. So
he's going to be on Legends.
Yeah, and then Team Wisdom is sort of a weird name. It's a lot of nerds
as opposed to Teen Entropy.
Well, I mean, at least it's like Lex and Batman who are saying that. Well, it's weird when you look at the lineup though.
Okay.
For Team Wisdom.
Team Wisdom.
So it's headlined by the Flash. It's got Harley Quinn.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, and then we've got the Atom. We have Robin, as in the Damian Wayne Robin, and we have Cyborg. So, yeah, so it's a new. The interesting thing that I found about this though was not so much on who are on these teams; it's the fact that the Green Lanterns are not on any of these teams.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah.
That is an excellent point.
Because none of these lineups are particular.
You know what, DC, I think DC is like trying to actively look to trade away the Green Lanterns to Marvel.
Well, I think that's actually sort of, well, first off, that's dumb.
That's my dream. Don't take it away from me.
Yeah, no, I know, but first off, their comics have been doing well lately with Rebirth. So
well, maybe that's why they're not messing with it.
Well, no, I actually think this could either hint at what they're doing or they don't need a team up. They're already the Green Lanterns. Why would they they're already a specialized team.
That's true.
You know?
That is an excellent point, too. Again, going to, like, this is a little bit of a goofy idea in my mind.
Well, here's the thing that, as I think more about it, like, I was...
Okay.
How
does this work for you?
At first, I was like, I was just like you, like, these team-ups are so ridiculous. And they are on a very surface level. But it also is kind of ridiculous with how vastly different the power sets for the Justice League are.
Yeah.
To have that be a continuously running team, because it's weird. Like, Batman shouldn't be able to hold his own with the same villains that Superman is required for. Like, the moment Superman's part of that group,
yeah,
like
but
the entire team.
You can say the same thing about Lobo being in that group with Batman.
Yeah, but Lobo isn't. Lobo's strong, but
Lobo's ridiculous.
Yes, but
ridiculous.
They also, like, we haven't had the history with Lobo where he is completely. He's written in a way where there's no way you can beat him. Lobo.
Yes, he can
Lobo
be beaten.
has plenty of room to expand as a character.
So really, what you're saying is Superman just sits by himself somewhere, and
No, not at all. Because he's on a team where he works. Like, the team that he's on right there actually, like, makes sense for people that should be teamed up with him. Sinestro makes sense. Martian Manhunter makes sense. Starfire makes sense, and Starro also makes sense.
Okay.
Starro's held his own against Superman as well.
Okay.
So you have all of that. The magic users, it's already made, like, that kind of stuff already makes sense for them to be teamed up.
The other thing that's really weird for me on this is, like, they threw a famous bad guy in every group.
Yeah, of course. Well, you need you need someone. Except for the Magic Group. Magic Group doesn't have any villains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. This doesn't make me want to read it any more than it did before.
Well, so
I guess, if you're a big DC fan,
I like
the
the idea of these now being separate teams that are focused on different types of things. So like, you get your magical threats, and you're focused with, team. I don't even remember the name.
Team Magic.
Team Wonder. That's
Team Wonder. That's what it was. Yeah. Because Wonder Woman.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
okay.
You're not.
But
you seem to really hate this.
This doesn't interest me at all, because I think one of the cool things about the Justice League is that it is a group of different powers, different power sets. And that makes it interesting. See how those interact with each other.
Sure.
And you're like, okay, everybody who's got magic powers is in this group. Okay, well, everybody has magic powers, and they all function basically in similar fashions. They have different powers, but they all function basically the same way. To me, that's not nearly as interesting.
Well, if you were
hey,
to
this is our group of smart guys, you know. It's like, okay,
that one is
and
the
this is our
weirder
group
team.
of Magic, and this is our group. You know, like when you play, I'm sorry, but when you play D&D, you never run into a dungeon with just everybody in the party is a Magic user.
Yeah, but you know
that's how you die.
What's slightly different here, though, is if you look at these team lineups, from a D&D perspective, it's more like, all right, you still have, from an MMO perspective, you have more of, like, you still have, like, your tanks in each group, and you still have, like, your more support type guys, and you have your damage, like, your heavy hitters still within each of these groups. So even though they all specialize in these realms, you know, they still have some specialty within
Why
it.
is Lobo in the Entropy group?
Yeah, that one I that one just says, like, you know, Batman reached out. And, like, well, Beast Boy is also in that group. Beast Boy doesn't make any sense either.
Like, Flash being in that group makes more sense.
Yeah, well, the weird one with that group, with Flash's group, and it's such a weird way to bring all of those characters together. Like, everyone but Damian Wayne and Harley Quinn don't make a whole lot of sense unless this is Harley Quinn. Like, they're going to really emphasize that she has a PhD in psychology.
But can't deal with their own shit.
Right.
Which is why most people go into psychology, is to deal with their own shit.
And that's fair. But I guess, like, everyone else is a scientist, you know, Cyborg is a football player turned scientist. I don't know.
Science experiment.
Right.
It's but I mean, he's
in
walking,
the comics, though, he's a little different.
He's walking Google is what he is.
In the comics, they give him a little bit more, like, credibility with science. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's an interesting status quo change. Obviously, comics are perpetually the second act. I'm sure when we come back at the end of this.
Here's my question. How long do you think they're going to run with this before they go back?
I mean, it depends on how long Snyder is going to stay on Justice League. Because I do think Snyder would probably hold on to it for maybe the length of his run. I think maybe once his run is done, then
this goes 6 months
back.
Max.
Really?
Before they go, okay, this is dumb.
I don't know.
The fanboys are going to lose their shit.
We'll see.
The fanboys will lose their shit.
There will be some fanboys.
But the fanboys that actually buy comic books.
All right, that may be true. Yeah.
This is going to hurt them in the pocketbook, and as good of an idea as this may actually be, I don't see it selling well, and I don't see it lasting long.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
I wish him well. I hope it does work. I hope
because a lot of people thought Rebirth was not going to do well either.
Well, I mean, you had a really good chance that it wasn't. I mean, anytime anybody does any kind of reboot on massive change to a comic book, it's got like a 90% chance of failure. It's not like me saying this is only going to make it 6 months. It's me really going out on a limb on this. This is like, but you're also, probably right.
You're also doing this with an author who has earned some credibility with his audience, though.
That only goes so far when you start changing the fundamental ways in which the teams and the people interact with each other work.
True.
When it's like if you start breaking up the X-Men and just fundamentally changing the way the X-Men work, that isn't going to go over very well with huge X-Men fans.
Yeah.
This isn't going to go over very well with huge Justice League fans.
Yeah.
It just isn't.
Yeah. So Electronic Arts, EA is at work in a new open-world Star Wars game. If a newly discovered job opening is any indication, although the publisher shared little information about what to expect from the rebooted version of Visceral's game following the studio's closure, we may now have a clue as to what form it'll take, and we do know this game is expected to exist on multiple platforms. So we're expecting matchmaking. Some of the rumors surrounding this are that some of the testing with this as a single-player game didn't go as well, and that they wanted to open it up to be more of a multiplayer experience.
Yeah, I think one of the quotes I read said that, because they were getting heat about shutting down the Visceral game, and they were saying, like, well, as we were developing it, like, it clearly became, like, a single player game, which isn't nearly as popular anymore. Like, people want to have that interactive experience, and the game that we were designing didn't lend itself to that. It wasn't becoming that. It didn't work that way,
right, fundamentally,
so we had to scrap it. So I think, if they take the best ideas that, from that previous game that they decided to scrap and turn it into a really good multiplayer game, I'm all for it. I mean, more Star Wars is a good thing as far as I'm concerned. More good Star Wars is a good thing.
Yeah.
We don't need bad Star Wars, but we need good Star Wars. And the fact that Story Group exists and can kind of like oversee, like, okay, this is ridiculous. You can't like have somebody like, blow up a planet with their mind or whatever. Or we don't need another Death Star or whatever. It can be a really good thing. I'm excited to see where they go with it. I mean, maybe we'll see some. Maybe it'll be set in the Rebels universe, and we'll get to see the Rebels, and play around with the Rebels and stuff like that. That would be fun. Now that that's done, there's plenty of room to explore with that and give those voice actors even more work and more money.
Yeah,
that'd be a great place for them to go. Are you gonna apply?
No. No, I can't do any of that stuff they listed in that job.
No, I can't either.
Yeah. Why would I apply for that job?
Just to see.
Yeah.
Just in hopes that maybe somebody was like, all right, we'll give it a shot.
We'll tell you everything that's going to happen in this game just for the job interview.
Spoilers! Can you imagine?
Right.
Oh, I would just be squealing like a girl the entire time. It would be so much fun.
Filming for Captain Marvel began Monday in L.A. Directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, Captain Marvel marks the 21st film in the MCU, following the yet-to-be-released Avengers Infinity War and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Marvel also announced that Clark Gregg, who plays Agent Coulson, Lee Pace, who played Ronan the Accuser, and Jimon Hounsou, who played Korath the Pursuer, have officially joined the picture.
Oh.
So this is where we get to explore a little bit.
We're tying into Captain Marvel. Maybe that's where this season's going.
It kind of makes sense now, right?
Kinda, but still not completely. But it makes more sense.
Well, actually, no,
it makes more sense in Infinity War.
Sorry, it can't. Because remember, this is taking place in the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
they can introduce time travel because they gotta save. Like Coulson dies in this season. Like he's terminal in this season.
They pretty much have said
because
so, yeah.
his deal with Ghost Rider. He's got that black stuff growing in his chest, and they're like, we can't solve.
Yeah, but I thought
this
will be flashing back to something that's happened in the 90s.
Yeah, so you send him. So you do some sort of time travel trick and send him back into the 90s where Coulson can still live and be part of whatever's going on and give him time to not die.
Well, I think what's also
they've already done time travel in this.
That's true.
Series,
in this series,
this season,
and if not just
like 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
right. I think the other thing that's also interesting is this is before the sequel to Avengers, basically Avengers 4. So this has just the right timing to maybe introduce some elements that might happen in that particular movie.
Yeah.
From the description of some of the characters, Lee Pace, we have, we're gonna have the Kree, Jimon Hounsou's also, showing up. So we already know the Skrulls were gonna be in this movie.
Right.
So it sounds like we're kind of having Earth at sort of the the intersection of the Kree and Skrull War.
Yeah.
It's already, that's not necessarily news, but it is further
pretty
confirmation
much confirmed.
of that.
Yeah.
What I also think is interesting, it sort of retroactively might do an interesting job at building out Ronan the Accuser as a more interesting villain too.
Maybe.
I think that's sort of an interesting, possibility at least. So now we might have more knowledge of who he is and his motivations by the time you get to Guardians. So it could have some I don't know. I like the idea that they could do a little bit more with a villain that was
not used
yeah.
exceptionally well. You weren't like, oh, wow, that's the best villain I've ever seen on screen.
Right.
Move over, Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Yeah. Ronan the Accuser is here. Yeah, it's interesting. As you were saying that, there seems to be a trend in established universes of introducing especially a villain and then kind of going back and then coloring him in later.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of assuming we may get that with Snoke. We got that with Palpatine.
Right.
It's just interesting. That seems to be they're all right, we really don't have an hour and a half of story to dedicate to the hero and the villain.
Right.
And color them in. It can be done, but it's really difficult to do.
Right.
Black Panther, I think, has done it the best in recent memory.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you're getting largely the hero story.
As far as a villain in a one shot sort of.
Yeah. Right.
Himself.
Yeah. Loki's had the blessing of being in several movies, so we get to know him and get to fill in that color. But I don't think that was the original intention either. He just came off so well that people wanted to see more, and so we got.
Well, it seemed
more.
like there was plans for him in the first, like for Avengers and of course in Thor.
Right.
But outside of that, I think they weren't expecting
him to be nearly as popular as he was.
And popular, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of a cool trend, to knowing that well, this guy, like, who is he? Like, now I want to know who is Ronan the Accuser. I obviously know who Ronan the Accuser is, but seeing it on the big screen might be actually pretty interesting. Or he just may make a cameo.
Right. Hey guys.
Maybe in dance class or something.
Right. He'll be prepared next time. So let's see. Disney Parks has now announced plans to open up new Marvel superhero-themed areas at 3 of its resorts beginning in 2020. Developed with Marvel Studios and Marvel-themed entertainment, the new attractions will appear at Disneyland Resort, Disneyland Paris, and Hong Kong Disneyland. Because of a licensing agreement with Universal for its Islands of Adventure in Orlando that predates its purchase of Marvel, Disney does not have the rights to the Marvel Comics superheroes east of the Mississippi. So there, unfortunately, cannot be a Marvel-themed area at Disney World. So
California, here I come.
Right?
We got some friends out there. Make room. Here we come. 2020. We'll be there.
So let's move on. Speaking with IGN, Stephen S. DeKnight stated that he's interested in developing a Moon Knight TV series.
Yes!
So Stephen DeKnight, he directed, he was the showrunner for Daredevil Season 1, and he recently, this interview was for the press he was doing for Pacific Rim Uprising. So, and this is what he said: there are so many characters that I love in the Marvel Universe. Really, for me, it would be about schedule. My schedule these days, as you imagine, is a little tight. God, when I signed on to Daredevil, I expressed an interest in Iron Fist and Punisher, which are both characters I love. I'd love to see Moon Knight get a little bit of love. Great character. That would be really cool.
Yes. I love Moon Knight. He's absolutely right. Like, this is a character that you don't see a lot of. He's kind of always on the peripheral. He's never on anybody's, like, this is one of my favorite characters ever. Like, you never see people... You rarely see people dressed as Moon Knight at a con.
Yeah.
You rarely see Moon Knight T-shirts or stuff like that. I don't think his comic book sells particularly well, but dang, I love that character. It's so weird and trippy, and in the same way that, like, Legion, kind of like, you're never really sure, like, is this reality, or is he just having, like...
Is he mentally off, or is the mysticism really...
What's really happening with this guy? Like, it always plays with that really, really well. Yeah. I would love to see a Netflix show with Moon Knight. I think that would be fantastic to introduce to that universe.
Yeah, I imagine it won't be Netflix, since they're not going to get any new Marvel, but it would probably be on...
Oh, the new Disney thing?
Exactly.
They're not getting any new... So they can play with the characters they have, but they can't introduce any new...
Yeah. Not like a new solo series, basically. Like, you can introduce new characters within those shows, I'm sure, but I'm sure they won't be allowing any bigger characters to come on board there. So
you think that... I kind of feel like that kind of puts the stake in, like, you do one more Defenders and then you kind of wrap it up.
I'm not sure that they're going to do another Defenders.
Yeah.
I don't think they didn't... There was no real like, they've been pretty quick at announcing, like, all right, we're gonna get a new season of what.
Do you think they take that same cast and move them over if you want to continue, or you just let it die?
I think you
let it be what it is, and then, like, maybe 5-10 years down the road you reintroduce.
Yeah, I think that's more likely. Yeah, they would reintroduce them on another platform in another format. My hope, of course, is the more lighter buddy cop version of Heroes for Hire, I think would be more appropriate at a later time. Mm-hmm. Right now, like, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Marvel Netflix, and I do like the grittiness of it. But I think right now, just keep on going with what they've got. You got another season of Daredevil.
I love the grittiness of it.
Yeah.
But, like, this last season of Jessica Jones, a little too gritty.
I don't know if I'd complain that it was too gritty. I think it was appropriate to that character. I would have
liked a little more lightheartedness in that season.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could... especially after the first season of Jessica Jones, I don't know if I would have walked into Jessica Jones expecting levity.
No, I don't need, I don't need giggles.
No, I know.
But a little something. A little something.
Did you forget how dark season 1 was?
Yeah, I did not. And... that doesn't mean that season 2 has to be just as or darker.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge BoJack Horseman fan, obviously.
Yeah.
So I love my dark.
Yeah.
I love my depressing. But every once in a while, like I don't need that to be like so overwhelming. Even Punisher, like that season of Punisher was really, really gritty, really dark. Like there wasn't a lot of light or sunshine in that universe. So I wouldn't mind. What I'm saying is, like, I'm not just picking on Jessica Jones. It's just the Marvel,
just in general, the Marvel
Netflix.
Universe,
they could lighten it up a little bit. I felt like they tried to do that with Iron Fist. And but Iron Fist, they were like, okay, like let's kind of lighten up the universe a little bit with Danny Rand and let's do some courtroom drama stuff.
And I think they've been pushed back in the other direction.
Yeah, they went too far the other way.
Yeah, and I don't think it's yes, they did try. Well,
Defenders felt like the right tone to me.
Yeah, but I think the problem with Defenders is there's so much bad credit in sort of Iron Fist's account right now. So it's just kind of like right now, I think Defenders ended up, as much as I enjoyed it overall, I don't think it was anywhere close to the success they were expecting it to be, just because they cashed in on that.
When you
because it was so Iron Fist centric. If it was a little bit more focused, and you
led into it with Iron Fist,
right?
If you had a couple more successes leading into it, but when you bomb right before your big event, everybody was like, I don't really want to see the big event now,
right?
Right. And you're right. They really focused it all around Danny. It was not good all around. It wasn't well executed. So maybe it's good that they're scrapping the Netflix universe. Screw them.
Yeah. Well, they're not scrapping it yet.
They should. No, it bums me out because I really love John Barenthal as the Punisher.
Yeah.
I
don't think there's any reason to not expect more Punisher.
I think we'll get one more season out of everything.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I think we'll get another Daredevil. I don't know if we'll get another Jessica Jones.
We're getting Luke this summer.
Well, actually, yeah, I think we will get another Jessica Jones. I think they'll give her
one more.
Yeah, I think you could give her one more to kind of wrap it up.
Yep. Wrap that arc
with
up.
Hellcat, especially.
Yeah.
Like, have her sort of go into a dark place and then bring her back by the end of that season.
Yeah, and then everybody lives happily ever after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then
I think you can do another. I think you can do 3 Luke Cages.
Yeah.
I think you could even do a second Iron Fist if you teamed him up with Luke Cage and did a Heroes for Hire season.
That would be cool. I mean, we'll see. I know Iron Fist is showing up in Luke Cage at some point.
You know what was wrong with Jessica Jones?
What?
The second season?
What?
No Claire.
Oh yeah, we haven't had any Claire since Defenders.
That's what that season was missing.
It is true. Well, but yeah, Claire sure didn't help with Iron Fist. In fact, we got more Claire than we needed in that season. I think they overcompensated with Claire and Iron Fist. So
yeah, I don't know. They don't know what to do.
Yeah,
it's a hard balancing act to create these things.
And I still like season 2 of Jessica Jones.
It's good.
Overall.
It's good. Yeah, it's not, I won't watch it a second time.
Yeah.
But it was good TV.
I haven't done that with anything other than season 1 of Daredevil.
Oh, I've watched them all.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, I've not ever watched any of them. I remember them pretty exceptionally well, I feel.
Yeah.
But I think that speaks to some of the power of some of the storytelling.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All of them have really good elements of storytelling in them.
Yeah, except Iron Fist.
Even Iron Fist has some really good storytelling. It was when you got outside of the courtroom drama and the boardroom drama of being Danny Rand, the business owner. Like the stuff with the dad and the fist was really interesting. Like there are some really good elements in that season. It's not a complete shit show.
That's fair.
There's some really good elements in there, but you know, it just wasn't. It was. I said this about Jessica Jones the other day.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think it was, I forget who it was saying how much they loved the second season, and I said, well, you know, they made this season for you then. And I'm glad they made this season for you. This was not a season for me. I'm thankful you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, good on you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you love it. And I think we need to have that attitude more often, especially online, man. I'm like, there's a couple Star Wars groups I'm about to leave because it's
so toxic.
It's
right
so
now.
toxic.
Yeah,
like,
the Last Jedi debate is really, really nasty still. I'm surprised it hasn't slowed down. Like, you follow any people who are involved with Star Wars in any official capacity, and you will see in response to every single like tweet and post, Last Jedi like
ruined my life and was the worst movie ever made, and completely shit on everything that is Star Wars.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. Like it's crazy. Like the extent to it. Like to the point. Like I saw it was an Andy Gutierrez who I guess she works for their social media team ultimately. But she's the one who co-hosts the Star Wars show.
Yeah,
I like
her.
She's
really
she's
good.
Awesome. You know, she does a great job. She's a great voice for Lucasfilm. And of course, her job. She's not gonna crap on the movie. You never expect her to. She's,
bite the hand that feeds you.
Right. Yeah. And I don't think and at that point like you're not supposed like that's not a place where you're expecting someone to try to like. Be if you I don't know, it's weird, like expecting that person to crap on Star Wars because you made an amazing argument in your own head to that person is an unrealistic expectation. Like that person, this is that person's job, and they're also very much entitled to enjoy the movie, as well as a fan.
Your well thought out reasoned argument of why that movie sucks may not hold water for them.
Yeah, and I felt bad like seeing some of like the harassment and hate that some of these Lucasfilm employees are getting. Pablo Hidalgo gets it nonstop.
Oh my God, he's talked about leaving Twitter.
Yeah, I saw some of that. I think I saw you favored some of those. In fact,
I don't blame him. Man, it's bullshit. Like
the entitlement of the fandom is I don't know what like. Star Wars fans are a little extra entitled. And you know what? Here's the thing. I've been part of that group before.
I have too. And that's why I'm hesitant to be like, you fucking assholes, because I was like, I've done a lot of that shit over the last couple of years too. Yeah. And I think what I've come to realize is for myself is like that's coming from a place of anger about myself, my own situation, things that were happening in my own life, and me lashing out and using Star Wars or nerddom or Marvel or DC, whatever it is, like lashing out at that from a place of my own unsatisfaction. And as I've kind of like come to terms with that, and as I've kind of gotten my own shit together over the last couple of years, like that feeling of needing to bitch about a movie I did or didn't like, and fight with people online about it has dissolved over time as I've kind of
Well, you can see like my conversation on a lot of the Facebook groups that we're both part of is pretty much non-existent at this point.
Yeah, it's not worth engaging. It's not even worth engaging to me anymore. Like I see stuff and I go, man, that's sad that you didn't enjoy that movie.
Yeah. And I don't even know if I feel that like it's fine if you didn't enjoy it. It's just,
but it's so to me it's sad that you didn't enjoy it to a level where you're unhappy, like miserable about it, and need to tear everybody else around you down about it. Right. Like that's to me is the sad part. Right. And that comes along with like the stereotype of like angry nerds sitting in the basement with chocolate smeared all over their fingers banging on a keyboard. Like that just goes to feed that stereotype when you behave like that. Yeah. And I don't want to behave like that anymore. I want nerd culture to kind of like get rid of all this toxicity and like lead humanity down a better path online. Yeah. Like we kind of introduced the world to this online environment. Right. I think it would be great if we could like lead the rest of humanity, especially when you start talking about politics and religion and stuff like that. If we could be the example of like, hey, you don't have to be a dick just because you have a keyboard. Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah. Well, there's hope. There's hope.
There's good in them. There's good in those nerds. I can sense it.
So let's move on. I'm going to hit a little bit of a spoiler-free movie review. I went to see Pacific Rim on my own. I decided to just...
You've been so jazzed for this movie.
I have been, and I feel like I've been lonely in my excitement for Pacific Rim 2.
I enjoyed the first one, but I wasn't like, oh God, I need a second one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to get a second one.
No, I know you are. You've been talking about this since the day they announced it.
Right? And I really enjoyed it.
This was like the greatest birthday present ever for you.
Oh, I know. It came at the perfect time. It came out the day after my birthday. So it was a little bit of a like, you know what? I'm just not going to go to a particular meeting. I'm just going to go see a movie, and I just went and enjoyed it. I had way too much popcorn. Seriously, those buckets are massive.
Yes, they are. They will ruin you. Ooh, you're getting older. You are getting older. You can't do that anymore.
Feel that butter. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm still feeling it.
I can't do it anymore. You'll notice, like, when I go to the movies with you now, like, I very rarely get anything to eat.
Well, I usually don't get popcorn, but I was just like, you know what? It's my birthday.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the large.
Right?
I'm going to butter it up, and then I'm going to feel sick for days.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think I'm still feeling it. Like, I may need to, like, do something.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like, that popcorn is sitting in that thing for who knows how long.
Yeah.
That butter... Oh, that butter might be older than you.
That is a very distinct possibility.
The food at movie theaters, like especially when you start talking about the popcorn.
Yeah.
Always a bad choice.
I know, because it was
especially
funny,
now that you're getting older.
I was trying to decide just because I usually need a drink, at the very least.
Yeah, I like drinks.
But.
Although then depending on the movie, then I gotta piss.
Yeah.
Because you got like 45 minutes of lead in before the movie actually starts, and you're like, I gotta pee. Yeah. I'm 10 minutes into this movie.
Yeah, I wish I had just gotten the drink and that's it. I really should have done that. But anyway, so Pacific Rim 2, so it delivers kind of on like what I pretty much exactly what I expected in the right ways.
Okay.
I could see that that there will be people who do not like this movie.
Well, there's lots of people who didn't like the first movie, too.
Yeah, but even people who like the first one that might not be crazy about this one.
Oh, okay.
I've been seeing some of that. But I think at the end of the day, if you wanted like an expansion of the universe in a couple meaningful ways, a solid story arc, but not anything too complicated, not anything crazy. A couple unexpected turns that I definitely did not see coming based on the trailers. Mm-hmm. And just fun, action,
robots versus, yeah.
Well, there was some robots versus robots in this one, too. That
awesome.
was pretty awesome. And
okay. Some hot robot action.
Right? Ended up with some cool reveals, though, that I definitely didn't see coming. And I was really excited about it. I like John Boyega a lot. Mm-hmm. So I think he's super charismatic. I think he's definitely, he's already, I think he's proven that Finn isn't just a one-hit wonder for him at this point.
Right. That's good to see. That's good to see. Because when you get involved with a franchise like Star Wars, that's like the fear of well, shit, this is
Harrison
the one
Ford
character.
felt like the only one who really came out alive on that one.
Yeah, like for on the screen. I mean, Carrie Fisher did pretty well. She had a lot of other roles, but none nearly as iconic.
Yeah, well, it also seemed like a lot more of that was self-inflicted.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, Mark Hamill didn't necessarily have a big on-screen movie career afterwards.
No, but to be fair, he wasn't amazing. like when you go oh wow, he wasn't Marlon Brando,
he stepped it up in Last Jedi, at least in my opinion.
He stepped it up to be pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought he was really. There's a lot of charm that. I think.
Oh, The Last Jedi. Yeah. I was thinking Return of the Jedi. The Last Jedi for sure. Yeah, that's easily his best role on screen.
Yeah, okay.
Easily.
Okay. Thank you.
Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you.
Yeah, I thought he brought a lot to it. I was rewatching it, the little moment, take out just some of the more the deeper moments, but some of the fun moments when he slaps Rey's hand with that reed or whatever. That's that. I mean, that speaks to both of their ability to be able to deliver that kind of gag well, especially in a Star Wars movie. But I think he's good. I mean, he's had the burden of being one of the most iconic heroes
for sure.
In movies.
He clearly got typecast, but he also wasn't an amazing actor.
Yeah.
He wasn't Harrison Ford.
Yeah, that's fair. That is very true.
So, and it just kind of worked out that way. But that is your fear.
Yeah.
That is your fear for Boyega, for what's her name, Rey. Why can't I think of the actress? Daisy Ridley.
She did really well in.
Was it Murder on the Orient Express? Yes. Was she in that?
Yeah, I liked her in that.
See that? I really need to see. I
liked it. It was good.
I'm looking forward to watching it. It's on
should be on
Fios
HBO soon or something, right?
Yeah, I'll be able to watch it soon.
Yeah. So let's hit some of the trailers. Some of these have actually come out in a couple weeks ago, but we never really came around to talk about some of these. So we had the Cloak and Dagger trailer.
Yep.
What'd you think?
I think that this is a better Runaways show than Runaways.
Yes, I know. I love that you hit that comment. I was like, should I say it? I'm trying to come up with structuring this joke just the right way. But I was like, they ran away sooner than the Runaways did.
And so much more. Like, it's so much better at running away. They should give them notes.
But yeah, you hit the joke before I could kind of like craft it just the way I wanted to. It's like, it's funny because I was there like for 15 minutes.
For me, I was just like, right? Just like, there it is.
And I saw you comment. I was just, whatever.
Damn it, beat me. I love that we have that like unsaid competition going between us. It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks kind of fun. Like
Yeah,
it looks
it
like
looked
a
a little
teen
bit-
drama-y, but you
A
know.
little bit better than I expected. Like, Runaways was from the very beginning super teen drama-y.
Right.
This one looks a little less so. Like, this one looks like it's a little closer to Black Lightning territory in some of its commentary and some of its background and some and stuff like that, as opposed to what's the CW show? Riverdale.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
God, I hate trailers for that show.
That is the worst part of watching CW, is knowing that you're supporting a station that runs Riverdale. It's just the worst.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I think it does.
Because the Runaways is more Riverdale. This feels more Black Lightning. So just from a first impression.
No, Runaways doesn't feel Riverdale. Runaways, I wouldn't say Riverdale is in such an extreme, goofy ass version of reality. I choose not to even go down that path. I'm too old for that show. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is I'm just.
I feel like embarrassed when
old.
those commercials come on. I'm just like, minimize. Just
I
wait
want
for that
everybody
Riverdale.
to see that, for fear that they think I watched that.
Right.
It's obviously doing well. People love it.
Apparently.
More power to them, and I would guarantee they're all much younger than me. Because
They should be.
Yeah, although I've never seen it. It might be great.
Yeah.
I have never seen it, to be
There's
fair.
some guys on Nerdist that rave about it. What's his name? What's
Dan
that?
Casey?
No, not. I don't know if Dan Casey does. But
It seems like a Dan Casey show to me for some
Oh,
reason.
really?
I don't know why, because like just what happened, like because he's all juiced up and big, just totally being into Riverdale just makes me laugh.
what's his face? One of my favorite people. He's the dude who did who did the weird satanic interview.
Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser. Yeah,
Of course
Bowser
Bowser's
loves
into-
Riverdale.
Of course he is, that weirdo. Of course he is.
Which is funny because like he hates a lot of stuff that I love, and he loves a lot of stuff that I'm just like, what?
Yeah, he's a weird dude.
But the dude's hilarious.
He's
for sure.
he's a very funny guy, very talented guy.
Yeah, and it's very well thought out too. Like when he gives his
He's
rationale.
a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
We just have very different tastes in our entertainment. Very different tastes. And again, I'm glad that it's there for him and people who like it. Not for me. That one's not for me. Back to Cloak and Dagger. I was impressed at how good the show looked.
Yeah.
Like from like just a special
visual,
effect.
yeah.
Visually, like it just looked really interesting. You know, and I was like, because that was kind of my fear of like, how dumb are they going to make this look? Like, like how much money are they going to spend on special effects?
Well, the fortunate thing is this isn't like too special effects heavy as far as what they need to do.
Right.
Like, you have a couple light constructs that and some teleporting. So like they.
Well. Cloak's cloak, the smoke effect and stuff like that is
smoke effect. I imagine like they could have done that with practical if they had to.
It's partially practical. I was kind of looking at it closely, and I was watching like some of the effects they do. A lot of it is digital.
Oh, it is, yeah, for sure. But like I imagine like that's one that if it was done in the time before CG,
it would have been awful.
Well, I feel like cloaks you could handle. Daggers not so much. Daggers would have been cheesy.
I don't think you could have done either one of their power sets.
Oh, yeah?
without really good CG.
Okay.
I really don't.
Yeah.
So, I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Bring it on. Let's go.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, then we also had our first look at Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you get a chance to check that one out?
Mm-hmm.
You're not feeling it.
You're
just not a Ninja
I'm
Turtles
just not
fan.
a Ninja Turtle guy. Like, I'm glad. Again,
that blank look was just so like I don't know where to go from here. Was what it said to me.
It was like I'm
willing to give it a chance.
Of course you are.
We'll move on.
Of course you are. I hope people love it.
Yeah, I was fine with I do like the different character designs as far as each turtle is a different species. I like that. I like some of the voice actors, but it also seems a little too frenetic, sort of, for me right now. Like, I don't know.
You're getting old.
I am. Like, I don't know if I can handle fast-moving turtles.
There's something wrong about that.
Right, it's just too much, guys.
You've gone too far. I know they're ninjas, but still. Slow ninjas. They're turtles, damn it.
We did not talk about the most recent trailer for Infinity War. That's like almost like feels like a month ago when it came out.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Interesting opening shot. What did you make of that?
Is the world turning?
Yeah,
the Dutch angle.
Yeah, what did you make of that?
I mean, it just seemed kind of standard, like the world is being turned upside down type of deal.
Yeah.
What? You thought there was something more to it?
No. Yeah. No, but I thought it was interesting visually, like to open a trailer, a major movie picture trailer with that.
I feel like so. Did they do that? No. For some reason, I felt like that also happened with the Ultron trailers. But I guess
no, that was just them all having like they're at the party, and then he comes in.
Well, one of them. Yeah, one of the later ones had a little bit more doom and gloom at the very beginning of it. But the early ones, were more a party, and then like he bursts in on the scene, and I got no strings,
Just put on a top hat.
Right.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my baby. That would have been amazing. We should rewrite that movie for when they reboot this eventually. We'll be rich in like 30 years. It's a good trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's going to be...
Thanos looks good.
Thanos looks great.
We also had our first glimpse of the Black Order. So we see his sidekicks.
Yeah.
They are creepy.
They are, crap, they should be.
Yeah. So
I'm in. Like,
I'm a little bit more excited than I thought I would be, because this is the one that like Thanos has always been. Thanos and Darkseid are kind of like those villains that just don't do a whole lot for me. But I heard some interesting press, and I'm not going to say what they said, but as far as Thanos' motivations and some of his backstory that might be explored, I thought were some interesting ideas that could make him definitely different than maybe what people are expecting. So I imagine there are going to be some fanboys that definitely don't like this Thanos because it's not the real Thanos. It's
going to turn out that it's Ben Kingsley.
yes, Ben Kingsley. All along it was the Mandarin, apparently.
It would be the greatest swerve in movie history.
It's going to be the Mandarin and the leader from Incredible Hulk. He's been in the background all along, and we didn't know.
Pulling strings.
Apparently, Kimmy Schmidt is also part of this universe as well. His character is actually also Samuel Stearns, or the leader from the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, I love it. Makes so much sense.
I would be down for the leader showing up somehow, not in Infinity War, but at some point.
Oh yeah, that was great casting, and they really set that up so well.
They did. But back to Infinity War. I'm a whole lot more excited than I thought I'd be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not thrilled out of my mind. Like, I can't wait to see this movie. Yeah. I'm excited to see this movie.
As we're getting closer and closer, like I do feel the excitement building up a little bit more palpably.
Opening night, when we go opening night,
it's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be insane. Like I might dress up as Thor. Okay. I want to see you put on black spandex and go as Black Panther.
Oh, come! I'm too fat for Black Panther.
Yeah, I know. That's what makes it wonderful. And I hope Case does something interesting too. That's my hope. It's gonna be a movie.
I feel Case is gonna be so offended that you didn't come up with a more interesting option.
Well, as these things were coming out of my mouth, I was like, "This is just dumb." So I bailed on it. Sorry, Case. Yeah. I'll think of something better for you.
While we're struggling with Infinity War, Deadpool 2, the other Josh Brolin vehicle.
It's Thanos.
That's the one I am most excited about.
I
this
lost
year.
my shit when he announced that they were doing X-Force right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I was like,
We knew.
Yeah, but then when he was like X-Force, I was like, isn't that a little derivative? I was like,
yes.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I'm excited that the kid from A Hunt from the Wilder People is having a bigger role than I expected, because that kid is hilarious. He was great in Hunt for the Wilder People, and I love that they're gonna have him playing off of Deadpool to some extent. In this movie.
Yeah.
So
Ryan Reynolds is a damn genius. Like, he was made for this role.
Yes, he
was. He
was.
was made for this role. His deliveries and deadpan humor is just so perfectly timed and enunciated, and just the way he delivers those lines, it's so good.
Yeah.
That movie I'm super jacked to see, because I'm really hopeful we get a dupe. Reference, at least like a dupe sighting, a dupe reference. I don't know why, like, just like in the last like 6 months, I've just gotten really into dupe.
no, you really have. It's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie.
So weird, because I didn't give a shit about him for 20 years,
Right?
And all of a sudden I'm like, you know,
He's my favorite character.
Dupe might be my favorite character in all the Marvel universe.
Like, what? I saw that. I was just like, I can't even. I can't now. Not today. Not today, Satan. So let's move on to our TV shows. We have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's an alright episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrap this season up already.
Yeah,
Like,
they need to move a little quicker right
I'm
now.
done with it. Like, again, it's fine.
I was not expecting the dark turn they took Fitz down, though.
That was a surprise, and also needed.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have Fitzsimmons happy, I guess. Like,
Apparently, yeah.
That's my biggest problem with TV. There's this philosophy that's been going on since ever, that if you have two people and like there's like sexual, you always have to keep them apart. You can never let them get together.
It's sort of the Sam Diane thing.
The Sam Diane, have moonlighting, that the whole thing. And if you get them together, then nobody cares anymore. And that's just, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And in fact, like, even The Office suffered from that when they started like coming up with that bad storyline to try to split them up. Yeah. After they got married.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like,
why are you
this
doing
didn't
this
ring
now?
true.
Yeah, like, why are you trying to break these people up?
Like just move the story on to somewhere else.
They
don't need to be central anymore. You know,
or there's other things that are going on in their life that doesn't have to separate them. You know what I mean?
Because I like the May and Coulson dynamic too. Like
get them together.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Yeah.
After a while, like, to me, like, that whole, like, are they going to be able to stay together? Are they not going to be able to stay together? Like, that is, the same thing with like love triangles on the CW. Like, enough, damn it! Like, just wrap that story up. Like, make that a story and then just wrap it up. Like, it just doesn't it doesn't interest me after a while. Like, it's fun initially, and like, I remember like the first season or two of like, Fitzsimmons. I was shipping hard for Fitzsimmons. Everybody was. Yeah. But then like 3 seasons, 4 seasons in, you're like, fuck, I don't even care anymore. Yeah. Like, either do it or don't. Like
they're never gonna put them together.
Like, you assholes.
Let's move on to the CW. We have Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know. I had mixed feelings about this episode.
Oh, this is the one where Sarah turned into the
She took
zombie.
the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Basically. So.
Yeah, this one didn't do much for me. It was nice to see Constantine.
Yeah.
And actually, that was sort of the bright spot of that episode for me, was like Constantine and Sarah's girlfriend, like, kind of going back and forth.
See, that's one of the parts of the storyline I didn't care for.
That was kind of, like, it was kind of funny. Like, he was just like, whatever, and she was like kind of worried about it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
he's so damn charming.
That's true.
He's so damn charming. Yeah,
I did like Constantine. Honestly, the highlight for me was Constantine joining the D&D group at the very end.
Very funny. Very funny.
Yeah, I guess because this was a little bit lighter on the yucks. This one, you know, what's interesting though is. Well, what I did appreciate was sort of the internal struggle they put everyone through using Sarah as sort of a device. And see, I love Sarah Lance, but I didn't feel like they did all that much with her. It almost felt like they might be writing her off all of a sudden. Like, they have a good lead, and it feels like, well, the team's gonna have to put her down at the end of the season. Is almost kind of what I was feeling when I was watching.
Oh,
this.
yeah, that's interesting. I didn't consider that as an option, but well, now that you say it, yeah, they have been kind of leading us down that path.
Yeah,
and it would make logically, it makes sense that you're just gonna have to put her down and end it, and she'd be okay with that. And it's a time travel movie, or a show, so you could easily bring her back later.
Yeah. And it's also a cast that's shifting around, so it makes sense to change it up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with that prospect yet. She's one of my favorites, so
yeah. I mean, I like her, but if the show continued without her, I would probably still watch.
Yeah, that's fair. I would too. Yeah, I'm not like gonna quit the show if they write her off.
It's not like they kill Daryl, we riot.
Well, I never felt that way.
I did. I definitely did.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like Daryl a lot, but I never was.
I still feel that way. That's like that's the only thing that's keeping me coming back to the show.
Is
so that he can occasionally go on screen. Like that's like his line every week. All right, Daryl. Thank you for your line.
We'll get to Walking Dead in just a second.
Check.
We'll get to Walking Dead in just a second, but before we get there, let's go to Black Lightning.
Lightning.
I like this. I like this episode a lot. It was a little bit more filler and a little bit more character development in this one, I thought. But I did like that the way that they kind of open up, like we find out. Well, the second sister, the second daughter, finds out about her powers and her having to deal with it. I thought was actually a fairly compelling storyline.
Yeah,
and that she isn't interested in being a hero, at least at this point, does make for
that was a nice twist.
Yeah, instead of automatically like, oh, I have powers.
Completely unrealistic.
Yeah,
nobody in their right mind who was like, oh, I can like turn my body into fire.
Yeah,
is going to be like, I'm just going to sit on. I'm not going to do anything with it.
Right.
I'm at least going to like make Hot Pockets. I'm going to do something with these powers. Like, I may not go fight crime, but I'm pretty excited I can do it.
Yeah, so I like that human aspect of that show.
Yeah,
and then like some major developments. I did enjoy the music as they destroyed the factory.
Badass.
Yeah,
like the
really
soundtrack
good.
for this show is so good. It's almost as good as a Netflix soundtrack.
Yeah,
it's almost as good. But
I think it's on par. I'd be willing to go with.
No,
you don't think so?
No, take the soundtrack from Luke Cage. So much better than this.
Really? You think so?
Yep.
I put it on par.
Okay, you can be wrong. I'm glad that you like it. Glad that this is a soundtrack for you.
Have you listened to the soundtrack for Luke Cage since Luke Cage? Okay. All right.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I have lots of different tracks from that soundtrack in my playlist.
It's a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Killer soundtrack.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's wrap it up with The Walking Dead. Which I thought started out very well, and then everyone makes dumb decisions.
And it just runs out of steam halfway through that episode, right?
Yeah.
Like it was just like, we finally going to all out war.
Yeah, and then which I guess I kind of expected from the action perspective. I was like, oh, they're front loading some of this action, so I'm not going to expect necessarily more fighting at the end of this episode. So you had the fight at the beginning. You had
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I have a real serious issue with how they set up the fight. And as it was happening, I was like, Jenny, this doesn't make any sense to me.
Which part of the fight?
Before the fight even starts, when they start blowing the horns, like meh, 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 and passing they're coming. Like it's daylight when they start blowing the horns.
Oh yeah,
and then it's already midnight. When they finally arrive.
There's no in between. You know what though? Here's the thing. Like that. Like I see that, and I see like that's the constraints of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna shoot at.
I get it. Yeah. I get it. But I was just like, how far did they How many times did they have to honk a horn to stay ahead of these people?
No, like seriously, like
you would have needed 100 people.
This show and the DC area geography does not work.
No.
At all.
Not even remotely.
Like Alexandria should be a whole lot closer to the water, and it sure
it's like the saviors were coming from Nashville.
Well, I mean, like, honestly, like, because first off, where is a rock quarry anywhere close to Alexandria?
No,
like they
there's
must be
not.
out in like Winchester.
Yeah, you got to go that far out. You got to go 45 minutes
Over
to an hour.
to the mountains.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you got to
To the
drive
Shenandoah
a
Valley.
decent amount.
Yeah.
Before you can get to there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it doesn't make any sense.
Like I kind of feel like Alexandria is like Lorton.
I feel like who wrote this series? What's his name?
Robert Kirkman.
Kirkman has never been to the DC area.
Oh no, definitely not.
Clearly
Definitely
has
not.
never
And
been.
which is interesting because there's been some recent storylines in the comics that have been involving Ohio and at one point traveling through Pittsburgh,
Just kind of on the way.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. I mean, like
It's a way to get to Ohio.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we like when we've driven. I know, like going to Ohio. That seems like a pretty.
If you're gonna take the
practical way.
turnpike, yeah,
I guess, yeah.
but it's not really the most direct route.
No, it's not. It's not. So, but either way, that's the way they go. And like people in the letters column are trying to pinpoint where exactly in Ohio they are, and he's trying to be very vague with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, well, it's obvious that it's just he wanted something near DC. And that was about
Ohio's
it.
not it.
No. That's for where they are in the story now. But like his geography has always been very loose.
Super loose, yeah. The fact that there's zombies makes more sense than his geography.
Yes, exactly. Because I have no idea where the saviors are. I mean, the savior compound is fine. But yeah, you're right. Like they would have had like the way they were sending that signal. Like they were starting at Fredericksburg. And then signaling up to Alexandria, apparently.
Yeah, and in rush hour traffic.
Right. Yes, you're right. In fact, I'm already factoring in rush hour traffic into that.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yes,
yeah, no, if they had to deal with
Which
traffic,
is like
yes,
what?
that is
That's
a
like what,
4-hour
50
drive.
miles or
Yeah, that is like
something,
a
right?
4-hour drive with traffic. That makes sense. Otherwise,
So I know if you don't know DC area geography, none of the past 5 minutes were meaningful at all to you.
But for those of us who live here, it's like watching, like the X-Files used to do shit like that, where they'll like, and you're in, Alexandria, and you're like, hey, there's no place near Alexandria that looks like that.
Right.
There's nothing that remotely, there's no trees. There's no forest in Alexandria. What are you talking about? Yeah. So the show, it was a good episode, but you're right. Like this episode, it was fun for the first half, and then it just kind of lost steam for me. Like I was into it, and then I found myself staring at my computer screen more and more as the episode went on until it finally came to the end of the episode, and then there was that news show afterwards, and I just got up and walked out of the room. It's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, I did enjoy the fight for the time that it lasted. We got a chance to see the infected weapons kind of take its course.
That was cool.
Yeah. Although everyone was super dumb around the zombies. That one zombie falls down the stairs and nobody wakes up for that.
Oh, who leaves your door open? To the house.
This world? Yeah.
Who leaves the door open?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all sorts of dumb happening.
There was a lot of dumb.
And
then adding the kid.
The kid's crying the whole time and nobody wakes up?
Well, no. I meant the kid who
leaves the saviors.
Yeah.
But when the kid's crying and they're all sleeping on the floor and the kid's crying and the zombies are coming, nobody wakes up from a crying baby?
Right.
Really?
Yeah, that's fair.
Jesus Christ. Like, that's the one thing that we are, like, hardwired to respond to. You're not that tired from shooting an M16. Okay?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Great show. I love it.
Not a great episode. Definitely not a great episode.
It's really going well this season.
So, let's wrap it up. I'm trying to think. Is there anything major coming out in the next week? I think we got Ready Player One is coming out this week.
Are you going to go see it?
Well, here's the question. So I know I meant to message you.
Okay.
And I know we're just doing some scheduling on the podcast. You guys can listen if you want, or just go to certainpointofview.com, certainpov.com.
Just going to get a little inside baseball for a second.
Yeah. So we've got AwesomeCon this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going Friday.
You're going Friday?
Yeah.
Jason wants to go see Ready Player One after the con.
On Friday?
Yeah, you want to go?
Yeah.
Chinatown?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, that totally works.
So we're going to go see Ready Player One, guys.
Yeah,
We'll let you know what we think. So
that's the perfect time for me to do it, actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm already out, so it's perfect. Yeah. I have no desire to see this movie, but to spend time with you two guys would be great.
Yeah. So certainpov.com. If you want to spend time with us through social media, you can find all of it on our website, certainpov.com. And until
That was
next
the
time,
best transition ever. That was so pro. I just gotta shout that out to you. That was amazing. I couldn't let that go without saying something. It was so good.
Until next time, stay scruffy,
God
my nerfers.
Damn, that was good.